you want me to do the presentation, or Vijay, did you share with others?
Presentation?
Hmm.
You will share or I will share? You tell me.
No, you share the
Yeah,
presentation.
I have a copy. Let me download it immediately.
Yeah. So, Narayan.
बोलिए.
So you are here. So I'm just checking. So Narayan Shirsagar, and do we have any vegetable farmers like capsicum, tomato, apart from Narayan? Like our
Yes.
Brahma is there.
Tejo bhai is also there.
Okay. No, I mean, we don't need to have them all here today, but it helps them if they're actually doing tomatoes and these kind of vegetables. But that's okay. So some of you guys know, like Vijay and Narayan, as Vijay just told, that I don't know how far hydroponics has become available as a technology in India, but I wanted to do something. I wanted to help. I want to bring the technology because I have seen it 2 years myself. I used to grow. So these, as everyone can see, the slides that Vijay is showing here today, these are all from my experience and my backyard project. So there is nothing that I am telling you that's not true. So everything I'm trying to share with you today is just my personal experience of what I have seen and why I think this is the future of agriculture, because every crisis will give rise to some new technology and new advancements in the traditional practices that we have. In Melbourne, where I live, or maybe throughout Australia, I can say, at least 80 to 90% of all the so vegetables like capsicum, eggplant, tomato, and fruits like strawberry, all the berries like raspberry and all, they're all grown in hydroponic method because first thing, high yield. Second thing, easy to operate. Third thing, it's like a corporate sector business. So it gives the opportunity for using the advanced technology like computerization and digitalization and everything is so much practical using hydroponics, much better than the traditional agricultural practices. I'm going to share how it works in a very brief today. I'm not going to tell you too much in detail. So first thing first is the technology is available and we just have to learn and adopt it. I'm sure some big companies like, I don't know, the Israel companies that operate in India, they might be already doing on a large scale. But now, today, all I want to do is to give exposure to you guys very briefly how you can use it like a homemade, like apana jugad. See, Vijay, myself, and Narayan, we call this a jugad system. So we just make use of what we have available and make the best use of the systems that we have. So I'm just checking. Can everybody listen to me, Vijay? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, Nagarjun. Yes.
So that's good. So since we're all agriculture students and we're all agri-course, we all know in detail about soil conditions and nutrients, micronutrients, macronutrients, and whatnot. But I just put a slide in there just to remind you in case you guys are like our Rajesh Halatkar is into banking and taxation, so he might have forgotten few things about what plant needs. maybe he has become a consumer, not a producer. So I just have to remind him a little bit. So. The first group is CHO, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. That's the plant gets that through the environment and through the nature, that we don't have to supply them. Like, of course, we supply water. That's how plant gets hydrogen too. But anyway, they are available plenty. So the other things like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and all these things. So all that plant needs is this 16 things. That's all. Plant is not very greedy. They don't want McDonald's or KFC or anything. You know, they're just happy with these 16 elements. That's all. With water, give them these 16 nutrients and water. Plant will respond to you as much as you give them food. It's like a bodybuilder, you know. So there are two ways to explain what hydroponics is in very layman terms. One, it's called a bodybuilder. So the more protein, the more rich food that they eat, the more muscle they get, and the more exercise they do to tune the muscle into bodybuilding. That's how they get the body. So all we have to do is to provide the plant with these 16 things. Of course, there is much more than just provided this to plant, but how we do it and what ratios and all is going to be a tricky situation, but I will get there too. So second thing is, as some of you might know, these are available in pure form, like urea is rich in nitrogen, but calcium phosphate. So calcium nitrate has calcium and nitrogen in it. So we can dissolve, as long as these elements are soluble in water, we can use them in hydroponics. But also we have to bear in mind, once they're soluble, we have to make sure they don't precipitate, they don't become solid again. So things like potassium phosphate or sulfates, or see, for example, molybdenum. Plant needs molybdenum like in very, 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 very tiny amounts. So we can get molybdenum as ammonium molybdate, as an example. I'm telling, I don't know, there might be a copper molybdate, I don't know. So I just pick up this ammonium molybdate which I use. So I just put it on the slide. So what I was trying to say was, just provide plant these 16 nutrients and water. They will provide you with 3-4 times more yield than regular soil plantation, soil crop, because these are available right at the roots, it's like, yes, I forgot the second example. What they say about hydroponics is, one is bodybuilder, I forgot the second example. The second one is a patient in ICU. You know, a patient in ICU is on life support. What we imagine is lots of tubes. So there is one tube for oxygen, one tube for air, one tube for collecting urine and all this. So the patient is supplied with lots of tubes to his system. So one tube into the blood, pumping saline. So this is like that. The plants are on a life support kind of system, where all these nutrients are readily available to the plant, and as much as they are happy with the chemical composition of the nutrient material, they will respond to your input. So let's go to the next slide, Vijay, please. So I just quickly put some advantages that I personally noticed. So there might be more than this, but this is just my imagination of what we can benefit from this. Is forget about your tractor and your tillage and your soil work. So because we don't need soil here, so no need of a tillage, no need of weeding. You can just spray weedicide. You don't even have soil at all anymore. You can just grow it on a concrete. So you can concrete all your farm, or you can just put a plastic sheet over. So there is no weeds growing at all. So that will save you fuel, time, and everything. And no influence of soil type, because the medium is different. So we don't grow it in the soil. So we can choose the right medium in the containers, or in the trenches, or in the coco peat, whatever medium we choose. So for example, if your tomato crop doesn't grow in a sandy soil, what can you do? You have to find the right soil to grow tomato. But in hydroponics, you can grow tomato anywhere. You can grow tomato on a rock. You can grow tomato on our D block, on a D block roof. You know, we can go on top of D block and we can grow tomatoes on there. So we don't need soil anymore. And I just put this also zero wastage of nutrients, because we are not fertilizing the entire field. So the nutrients that fall away from the soil zone are wasted in normal agriculture, in regular agriculture. So this one, the roots are, the nutrients are right where the roots are. So there is no wastage of nutrients, no chemical, no soil erosion, no chemical toxicity of soil, unnecessary toxicity that we are exposing our soil to, and guaranteed yield. So Narayan will talk about yield and other practical experiences that he is seeing from last 2 or 3 years. I will leave that to Narayan. And then reduced crop duration, that Narayan will explain to you. And these are just few advantages. So we can expand more on this. Like, for example, if you don't have right kind of irrigation water, if you are far from a source of irrigation, so what you can do is, all you need is a tanker supplying water to your farm, and you can just grow. You don't need irrigation. You don't need regular irrigation that we know of today. So this is totally going to be a new technologically advanced system of irrigation. Okay, Vijay, next one, please.
Yeah, sorry, I was out. I've just joined in.
Thank you, sir. Vinod sir, thank you. The schedule is slightly changed. Now Nagarjun is introducing. After Nagarjun, you share your thoughts about advanced agriculture.
Okay, okay.
Then we will proceed ahead with Narayan. Nagarjun, you continue. Vinod sir is already
okay. Okay. Hello, Vinod sir.
Yes.
Yeah, hi.
So I just go through some disadvantages. Of course, you know, every system, every technology has some disadvantages, but this is something that I figure out myself, what I see disadvantages in it. The first one is very, very important that everybody should understand. When we're talking water in hydroponics, we want pure, neutral, zero solid content, zero salts. That means we have to have almost pure water, pure rain. Like rainwater is the best example. We don't, because we want to condition our water as much as we need the plant to like it. So we want something with zero RO, zero EC, electric conductivity, which is 0% dissolved salts, which is like our RO water, or 100% rainwater if before it touches soil. With my experience working with Narayan over the years, what we noticed is, when the rainwater falls onto the ground and then we collect rainwater in a small canal next to our farm, our soil is already contaminated with so much fertilizer that rainwater straight away will get some salts dissolved in it. So any rainwater that has salts dissolved in it is no good for us. So the second thing is, any farmer that wants to take up this technology, they need to know little bit about chemistry, about what are the nutrients that we are dissolving and what is the EC and pH. EC and pH and all these technical things you can Google and you can learn yourself. I don't want to take too much time, unless you might know it already. I don't know. So nutrient toxicity, yes, nutrient toxicity is something that, say for example, you are having a say again a tomato crop. Tomato crop, while they are seedling stage, before flowering, the EC they need is about 1.2. But once they start flowering, they need about 2.4 EC. So that 2.4, you can't use the same level for a spinach crop, or for a lettuce crop, or for a methi or coriander. So every crop has its own levels of sensitivity to this nutrient. So we have to do lots of trials and experiments. And we need, I don't know currently, unless some farmers can come forward and do some trials. So we don't know whether we can use this technology to a fruit crop like a grape or pomegranate. Floriculture, yes, 80-90% of flowers are grown hydroponically in Australia, but I haven't done any trials myself. Fodder crops, fodder also is grown in Australia in hydroponic system, but I haven't done any trials myself. Post harvest quality, because the crops, you know, the tomato, capsicum, zucchini, cucumbers, these are all growing with very rich water content. So I don't know about the post-harvest quality of these produce after once we grow. It must be better. I don't know, but I don't know the keeping quality and those sort of things. That's why I can't guarantee anything about that. And we don't know what university or what agency, I mean a government agency, are currently working with hydroponics, but that's something that we can explore. We can tie up with any university. I can help with whatever I need to do, but we need to come up with some structure. And then limited experience in India. I'm sure everybody is thinking about this new technology, but I don't know how much experience we have so far, but I am here to help you, whoever is interested to know more, but we need to expand on what more we can do. Okay, so these pictures that I'm trying to show in the next slides are from my backyard. So these are all live pictures that I have used from last 2 or 3 years. I don't have anything these days, so my backyard is all empty now. But I used to have lots of fun growing almost every vegetable, okra, you name it, okra, beans, tomatoes, capsicum, and gourds like bitter gourd, snake gourd, all those kind of vegetables we used to grow in my backyard. My wife and I used to have lots of time doing that, but not anymore since I'm too lazy. So I am showing you a simple design here. You can zoom in. You can stretch these pictures out on your screen now. So what I have is a simple bucket system where this is most universally user friendly. You can see in the drawing there, all we need is a tank with water, which is nutrient medium, and a pump to supply water to the plant. And the plant is going to grow in that bucket. And there is a drain pipe. The drain pipe is going to give you extra water out. So you can time your irrigation cycles like once a day, or depending on the moisture content in the bucket, or depending on the growth phase. So if your plant is in yield stage, like if you have fresh fruits on your tree, they need more water. So depending on that, you can time. And second advantage I found with this kind of bucket system with the drainage is, for example, I'm not talking greenhouse system, I'm talking open farm. What if you have a lot of rain? You don't want to miss all that water, rainwater falling on into your buckets, which is exactly what you need to collect. So these open buckets, like thousands of them on your farm, if they have this drainage system, right? So you can collect all the water back to your tank and reuse it. So that is the biggest advantage I saw in this bucket system, where you have a drain going back to your farm. Your tank. So that's a simple system I used to work with, but it doesn't. The good thing about hydroponics is there is no limitation to technology. Narayan will share some of his experience. All you can do is just build 2 walls like a trench and fill up with a medium and grow your plants. So you just need a container, basically. You just need a container where you can just put your medium and then supply the water. So Vijay, I have just set up a small system here, just one bucket system in my backyard kitchen. Do you want me to show it now or at the end of my talk?
End of the talk, we'll see.
Okay. So let's continue. So let's go to the next slide, Vijay. Okay. So you can zoom in and see. The feed supply is from the top. So you will have one running pipe with small, like, I don't know the names of these things. So the black hose, it has small drippers attached to it. So every bucket will have its own dripper pipe, and you can just turn the pump on depending on the timing, and then you can feed your buckets. And you can see the medium there. On the top bucket, it's a perlite in the top bucket, and the Vijay, can you go back to previous slide? Yep. And the bottom bucket has a mixture of perlite and vermiculite. Those mediums are very inert. Nothing can grow in the medium, so they are microbes can't grow in that medium, whereas in coco peat and other organic material, microbes can grow, soil pathogens. But I like to use this perlite and vermiculite where they are inert materials, so nothing else can grow. They just work like a sponge. That's a simple bucket system with a drain. So advantage of this is, all the drain is collected back to the tank. And Vijay, you can share these slides later, okay, to everybody.
Sure,
I don't
sure.
want to read.
Yeah.
I don't want to read all those because we want Narayan and we want Vinod sir to talk more today, not me.
Yes.
I'm always here to help anyone, but I
Yes,
let
yes.
others talk. I just want to share my experience first. So let's keep going to the next slide. Yep. So feed supply, because the feed supply and drain are different systems. So in the drain, right? So Vijay, let's finish this one. Let's go to the next one. So the drainage one. Yep. Okay. So as you can see, just zoom in the pictures. So all the buckets, right, on the bottom picture, all the buckets on the ground, they are sharing one pipe as a drainage pipe. All the buckets are placed on top of that pipe, so that PVC pipe. So you can just have one single straight line to collect all the drain from all the buckets. So that's one advantage of this bucket system. Where are the slides gone?
Just a minute. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Who are you paying so many dollars, Vijay? Okay. These are just zoom in, guys. Everybody, you can zoom in on your screen. These are live pictures from my own backyard. So I had chili. I mean, these are not just one crop. These are like 20, 30 plants of each variety I used to grow. So chilies, bitter gourd, beans, and cucumbers, and these kind of rich gourds. Everything, like even herbs, parsley. I used to grow parsley in my backyard. So I just wanted to show you, it is real, it works, and it is very practical. You could see thousands of pictures on the internet, but I'm sharing my own personal experience here, so I had to do my own pictures. Okay, the next one, Vijay. I have few more to show. Yep. So these crops, like you can see, the first one is mint, spinach. Even we just try to put a jasmine plant. So jasmine plant will grow, and even kadhi patta, curry leaf plant will grow. So there is no limitation here. You can, as much as you like, you can adopt this technology to any crop that you want. But only thing that I haven't tried was fruit crops like pomegranate, grapes, or banana. Or I'm sure it is possible. I'm sure it's possible, but I personally haven't tried. So
tedious.
Vijay, my last slide will tell you what we need to do from here. So what we need to do is more trials, and we can collaborate with because I see we're all friends at agriculture. So I have moved over from agriculture. I don't work in agriculture anymore. I work in food processing as a scientist. So I lost my serious connection with farming. So I can only help you with some technological advancements or some nutrients from overseas, but you guys have to do all the research yourself. So I can't pretty much guide you anymore, except from my moral support and my technical support. And I can help with a university PhD program or something. So if our MPKV wants to do a PhD program of, say for example, hydroponics in tomato, I can give you all the support that if university wants. So I need to know more. And even if there is a private investment planning that we can do, if you want, anyone is interested. And lastly, we have to look ahead. We have to think ahead. We have to look what other countries are doing. And the time's finished now. Anything old, we don't have to practice anymore. So we have to live in a different world. We have to think differently. not exactly what our Nirmala Sitharaman is saying to you. We have to just do our own research and our own thinking. That's it from me, guys. And Vijay, I'll just show you two simple systems. Okay, you can stop this slide now. How do I turn the camera? Okay, guys. So what I have done is, this is just my backyard kitchen. So this is, I just want to set up. I'll just set up a small system here. So hydroponics system as such, say for example, I'm not talking nutrients and I'm not talking the quality of water. I'm just talking the systems. Systems, I mean the hardware. The hardware of hydroponics is very simple. That's the most easiest. Hardware is the easiest. So you can make any jugaad system that you have. So quickly what I did, I took a tray and I just put three plastic pots in it. All I have to do now is fill up medium in this pots and fill this tub with water, because they have holes at the bottom. So the water will be absorbed by the medium and the plant will grow. This is very basic, very jugaad. Anyone can do on top of your roof or or anywhere in the house. This is what usually the urban farmers can do it. So this is a bit more technical. This is what I was doing for last 5 years now. So what this has is it's a bucket and it has a drain in it from the top. So Vijay, can you see everything? Can anybody confirm?
Yes, Nagarjun.
Okay, what I've done is I've took some water in there and I put a pump. So that's just a 12 volts pump in there. And this is my nutrient tank. So good thing about this is this tank can stay underground. So we don't have to waste our soil even for the tank. So this tank can be underground, and we can have, imagine, say it's like a 2 acres plot with hydroponics. You will have like 10,000 liters capacity water underground, fully covered, and you can have plants growing over. So what I'll do here is two things. One is you can fill up the medium. You can fill the medium in this bucket and grow the plants right there, or you can have a separate tub or what you call this? Let's call a pot, a planting pot, and then you can have the medium in there and the plant growing in there. So what I'll do is I'll just turn the pump on. So you can see the water filling up. I just use some food color in there just for us to see the difference. So as the water fills up, I just stop the pump now. So that's the level at which. So this pot, right? This pot has holes from the bottom. Those holes will allow the medium to absorb water, okay, constantly, and the roots will take the nutrient from these. So the nutrient level of that water will deplete over time. So in 1 or 2 days time, that water is depleted. The nutrients been taken out. The nutrients been absorbed by the plant. So what we have to do, we have to get rid of that water. How do you get rid of that water? The only way is to pump more water. We have to pump more water with fresh nutrients from the tank into this bucket, and we have to drain the excess water out. So that's how we maintain the nutrient level. So as you can see as the new water comes in, the old water will come back to the tank and then will be mixed back into the tank, and the new water will fill up, and the level will not go any more than what we set the drain to, and then the plant will be happily feeding on the new lot of nutrient water. And good thing about this system I noticed is having one tank to supply and the same tank to collect the water back. That way you can maintain the pH and the EC of this water. All you have to do is to maintain EC and pH of this tank, and you have a running hydroponic system that the plants are very happy to grow. So by the way, I want to show you my backyard also. So this is where I used to grow at least 500. I used to have these type of buckets, at least 500 or even more, I think. At least 500 buckets I used to have in this spot, growing lots and lots of different veggies. And this is for Narayan. Narayan, I still have a pomegranate plant in my backyard, pomegranate tree.
Great.
Okay, so that's just brief about my experience with hydroponics and how much confidence I have in the system, that anyone who is progressively thinking to adopt new technology, this is the one for you. So
Great.
now back to you, Vijay, and you choose who you want to listen to next. And then
Yes.
I
Who is
want
disconnected now?
to hear from
Yeah,
Narayan's
yeah.
experience, from learning from my experience. Okay.
Great. Thanks, Nagarjun.
let's go.
Very fantastic presentation here.
No problem.
As per the schedule, the Vinod Chand was supposed to introduce first, because this is the one of the technique which we are looking for future of agriculture,